We all hear about how important it is to be bilingual in today's world, right? It's a key that can unlock so many opportunities. But what happens when that key is kept away from an entire group of students? Today, we're digging into the huge gap between Connecticut's vision for world language education and the tough reality for students in Hartford Public Schools.
You know, speaking another language isn't just some extra bonus skill anymore. It's pretty fundamental. Connecticut gets this. The state's official vision is all about preparing every single student to be a full participant in the global workforce. It's a big goal and honestly a necessary one for our time.
And the state doesn't mince words. Get this. Their official stance is that being proficient in another language isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. That one word from the state's latest standards sets the bar incredibly high. It's a signal that this is way more than just another class. It's a truly transformative ability. So let's explore what this superpower really looks like, at least according to the state's official plan, because they have a very clear and pretty ambitious vision for how students are supposed to get there.
And here's the grand prize for achieving this superpower. It's called the Seal of Biliteracy. Now, this isn't just a pat on the back. It's a real, nationally recognized credential that goes right on a student's diploma. It opens doors to colleges and careers. It's the official finish line. The state's roadmap to get students to that finish line is this research-backed framework called the 5 Cs. Basically, it's about moving past just memorizing grammar rules. The focus is on real-world communication, understanding other cultures, and making connections. It's a smart, modern vision. But how does it actually work in Hartford's classrooms? And this is where we have to pivot. We've seen the state's ideal vision, but now let's look at the reality on the ground in Hartford. And, well, this is where we find a major disconnect.
45 minutes. That's it. For a lot of elementary school kids in Hartford, that is the total amount of world language instruction they get per week. And that's not a guess. That's what research from Hartford's own teachers has found. This chart really puts that number into perspective. Hartford's 45 minutes a week is less than half of the absolute minimum that research says is needed for students to actually become proficient. We're not talking about a small gap here. This is a chasm. So what does this gap actually mean for a kid? As Hartford resident Walt Kenia puts it, if you're a student who was born and raised in Hartford speaking only English, that seal of biliteracy, that amazing opportunity, is basically impossible to get. The system just isn't set up for you to succeed. Action research done by Hartford Public Schools teachers actually gives this problem a name: opportunity inequity. And their findings really highlight that this isn't affecting everyone equally. They point out that monolingual, native-born Black students are the ones being systematically shut out from the path to earning the state's top honor for bilingualism. So you have to ask, why? Why does this huge gap exist? What's getting in the way? Let's take a look at what the district's own teachers found when they researched this very question.
Okay, barrier number 1 is all about attitude. According to a teacher focus group, the system often treats language learning not as a core subject, but as an enrichment class, a nice to have. And what happens to the nice to haves when budgets get tight or schedules fill up? They're the first to get pushed aside. The teachers also pointed to what they see as a disconnect at the top. The feeling they described is that the decision makers might not fully see how urgent and necessary multilingualism is for the globalized world these kids are walking into, a world that's totally different from the one they grew up in. And then there's this. This is the most blunt and powerful finding from the teachers' research. They suggest that, at its root, the problem comes from a systemic bias, a belief that urban students, especially students of color, just aren't as capable of learning another language. That's a profound and very heavy statement coming directly from inside the system. But here's the important part. Pointing out problems is only half the battle. The very same teachers who uncovered these issues also put together a clear, actionable plan to fix them. And what's so critical to understand here is that these solutions aren't coming from some outside consultants. They were designed by a team of Hartford's own expert educators. We're talking about Lidek Saji, Richard Demej, Marie Santoni, and Selena Mabarkia. And it's all based on their own research and what they see in the classroom every day. Their roadmap is incredibly clear and practical. Step 1, confront and change those biased cultures. 2, just follow the research and get instruction time up to that 90-minute minimum. 3, empower teachers by letting them have a say in creating school schedules. 4, weave language learning into other subjects so it sticks. And finally, number 5, get parents and the community involved.
This isn't just a vague idea, it's a real plan.
So, with the problems laid bare and a solution right here on the table, it all boils down to one final question. What's it going to take to finally bridge this gap?
So let's just recap. The state has a bold vision, the research on how to achieve it is crystal clear, the specific roadblocks inside Hartford Public Schools have been identified, and a detailed plan to fix it all has been designed by the district's own teachers. All the puzzle pieces are right there on the table. In the end, it really just comes down to will. It comes down to accountability. The teachers have done their part, they've drawn the map. The destination is clear. The only question left for the students of Hartford is this: who is finally going to step up and take the wheel?